Competitive players. How many tournaments do you go to a week? 1 to 3 on average? That's usually what it is for people that live in an active Smash scene, and being a New Yorker myself, I attend at least 1 tournament per week. I found that this is sort of my escape from everything, kind of like how a dad goes golfing every weekend over the summer, or something like that. It's a nice way to distract myself from the pressures of going to work and investing a lot of my weekly hours into real-life bullshit. However, I find that Smash becomes the source of my stress sometimes too. Like when I get on a hot streak of good placements and big wins, I create expectations for myself. I expect to stay consistent. Then I lose to 0-2 Buster Boy who picks his nose in the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? This usually happens after my 3 weeks of the better players noticing my improvement and praising me for it, and others telling me I'm on the come up and that I've been playing incredibly well. And now, bad placements are nothing to be ashamed of, and like losing to those unfamiliar characters like DDD or Game & Watch, and like losing to that nose picker in the corner, whatever, it's not things to beat yourself up over, but the initial stress and disappointment of losing a match like that, after you've been performing well, and after you've created these expectations for yourself, is when you maybe need to slow down, maybe take a week off or something. Give yourself time to watch matchups with unfamiliar characters. Instead of only watching top-level streams, maybe search for some sets on YouTube of lower-level players, local-level kind of stuff, and look for novice mistakes, and see if you can recognize those bad habits and relate it to your play. Playing the game isn't the only way to improve. Just as you're getting better, everybody around you is too, and taking your hands off of the controller doesn't inhibit your growth unless it's like a seriously extended break, like fucking 3 months or something. Ask yourself what your goal is. Do you want to win a tournament? Do you just want to place better than usual? Do you want to be the best at your specific character in your region? Whatever it is, if you aren't there yet, you probably have a large staircase to walk up. You're not going to get it the week after a decent showing in your local. I find weeks off to be refreshing, a way to play mental games in my head, think about new mix-ups, and just think and talk the game over with people. When I do nothing but play, my thinking becomes clouded, and I start to burn out and perform worse. This week, I went to New Jersey, and I did really well at a local there. New Jersey's like a really tough state to play in, tri-state. So 2 days later, I went to a local in my region, and the players that were familiar with me then knocked me out very early on. Next week, I'm probably just going to limit myself to 1 tournament in my region, so I can take more time off to think about how to improve against familiar opponents, because that's my weakness right now. I find that whenever I ease up my pace like this, I perform a lot better overall. And it might not be the same for everybody, but I find breaks to be an opportunity to clear my head and improve my focus at the next tournament I go to, wherever it is. Maybe it's a confidence issue, and I worry too much about consistency, with these expectations that I create for myself, but I'm doing what works for me. If you're going to your locals week after week and you're seeing no improvement or you're on a decline, maybe see if what I'm doing works for you. People get oddly emotional over this game. If you take a second to just breathe and think about how significant a plumber beating up a dinosaur is, you might find yourself laughing and thinking, why do I care this much? Just take some time to ease up, don't dwell on your losses, and actively seek out ways to improve if you care. Talk to any good players you know about taking breaks. I'm sure they'll tell you that it's very helpful. Thank you for listening. My name is PokevSim, resident Mewtwo and Cloud Scrublord, trying to help other Scrublords on the internet. Stay fabulous. Thank you for listening. Social media and Discord links in the description, yo!